Oh, off topic? Yes.
Bill de Blasio made some statements today about paid sick leave. You probably heard of them.
Trust me, you can go, guys.
But,
people wanted to be polite. But.
He essentially accused you of stalling a vote on the bill by having this hearing. What would you say to that?
There is a new version of the bill, as has been reported. It's now being written up in bill format. New versions of bills, particularly versions that make changes beyond technical, go to hearings. I mean, that is our process, to give the public the opportunity to weigh in on legislation. And when legislation changes or evolves beyond a technical way, the public on both sides has an opportunity to weigh in, and I take the process here as Speaker very seriously. Any other questions? It's like a trio over here. Go ahead, yeah.
De Blasio also said, that he respects your opposition to the bill, but why not allow a vote and then oppose it there? Why not do that?
Well, I appreciate his respect. There is a process here, and the next appropriate step in the process, given the changes that have been proposed, which, as I understand it, the public advocate supports, is a hearing. We're taking things in their orderly process, and that's what we're doing. We're having a hearing.
What do you expect to learn from this hearing? The bill has been around for some time. The amendments are sort of known in what they would change. Is there anything particular that you think you can learn from the hearing that you can't learn in some other way?
Well, let me say two things. I mean, hearings are in part about what the elected officials or the government agencies can learn, but they're also about the public's right to express their opinion, pro, con, neutral, technical. So there is an importance to public hearings to have a government that is open and gives people the opportunity to get on a bus or a subway and come to their elected representatives and tell them what they think. Not knowing who's going to come, you never know what could come up at a hearing, which is a great thing. And why often hearings sometimes raise or lead us to entirely new pieces of legislation we didn't even know about. I mean, I'm interested in hearing from the proponents why they feel this addresses concerns that I and others have. I'm also interested in hearing from opponents and small businesses whether these changes still leave significant financial burdens for them that they don't believe they could bear in this economy, and whether they still believe, I think the answer is yes, but I want to hear from them and in specifics that this might cause them to have to lay people off.
Mayor, Bloomberg's forming a super PAC. Do you think these super PACs are generally good or bad for the political process?
It's a challenging question, super PACs, right? Because it's a way for entities, I mean, the mayor's kind of a different situation, but often ways for entities outside of individuals to push their agenda. I think one of the problems with super PACs right now is the rulings that relates to corporations being people, right? So the idea of a bunch of individuals getting together and, forming a super PAC to make their opinion felt is one thing. A super PAC that's funded largely by corporate interests, about protecting corporate interests, is another thing, altogether. So for me, the question's a little bit hard to answer at this moment of time because of that corporations are people too ruling.
One more?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting back to paid sick leave, just so we don't misinterpret. In saying that you're interested in hearing what both sides have to say, do you think it might be therefore to do something like it's not time to vote on this and not time to be planned out?
I do not think that this is the time to pass a paid sick leave bill. That said, I'm always interested in hearing from the public, but my position that this is the wrong economic time to pass a paid sick leave mandate bill, that has not changed. And I thank you for that opportunity. I want to be very clear about that. That has not changed. And my perspective on that does not change based on the compromise proposals at all.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.